Hello, welcome back to Somewhere in Bookland. Today I'm going to be doing my April book haul, and I have a lot of books to show because I'm really bad at buying books, and also in April I got my tax money, so yeah, I'm just going to start with all the books. So the first book that I got was a pre-order, and that is Dread Nation by Justina Ireland, and this is like an alternate history retelling. And it's kind of based, if I'm correct, it's based around the time of the Civil War, except there's zombies involved in this book, and there's zombies involved in this book, which I think is kind of interesting. So yeah, this book. So now we'll start into the books I bought with my tax money. My friend likes to call it adult Christmas, and I kind of agree with her. So once I got my tax money, I kind of went to Barnes & Noble and went a little bit crazy. I could have went crazier. So I was proud of myself for that. I had a lot more books in my basket that I put back in their correct spots. I put them back in their correct spots. So the first book I got at Barnes & Noble and the second book of my haul is Tesla, The Wizard of Electricity by David J. Kent. And this is just kind of like a biography of Nikola Tesla, and I've just been wanting a biography on Tesla for a while, and so I finally picked one up. This one was on like clearance, so I picked it up. I still want to get a biography of Einstein to read, so one down, one to go. The next two books I got were also from Barnes & Noble, and that is Seraphina and Shadowscale from Rachel Hartman. I got these two books because I started to read Test of the Road from Rachel Hartman, and they kept referencing Seraphina in it, so I kind of stopped reading Test of the Road and want to read this first because I feel like I'd understand Seraphina's role more. I might just finish Test of the Road and then go back to read this, but I was finding Test of the Road interesting, and so it made me want to read these. The next book I bought is a book I've already read, and I rated 5 stars, and I love, and I just wanted a copy of it, and that is The Book Jumper by Mechthild Glaser. This book is about this girl, Amy, whose family is a family of book jumpers, where they kind of read and go into a book. Like, they read themselves into books, and that is the coolest thing ever. I wish I could do that. I really do. And it was a good book. I read it. I have a review up on Goodreads on this book, and I give it 5 stars. So I wanted a copy, and I wish I could read myself into a book. I really do wish that. The next book I got was The Wicked Deep by Shay Earnshaw. This is a book about these 3 sisters who were accused of witchcraft and drowned in the river. They had stones tied to them and they were drowned. And so each summer they return and they inhabit the body of 3 girls and they lure boys to their death. And if that doesn't sound interesting, then I don't know what to tell you, because to me, it sounds very, very interesting. The next book I got was because it was on sale for $5, and I have the first one. So this book was on sale for $5, and that is The Merciless 2 by Daniel Vega. And all I know about the first one is it's about like possession. Look, I'm golden. I'm golden. All I know about the first one is it's about like possession, and I saw the second one for $5, so I picked it up. So the next book that I got was The Knife of Never Letting Go by Patrick Ness. This is about some town where everybody can hear everybody else's thoughts, but there's this kid, Todd, who has a secret that's making him run for his life. I'm not exactly sure. I do know it's going to be a movie soon, and I want to read it before the movie comes out. And then I was kind of just flipping through it right now, and there is little blurb that says, "You only have to read the first sentence to see how fantastic The Knife of Never Letting Go promises to be. It lives up to the thrill of that first sentence." And I haven't read the first sentence yet, so I thought we should read it and see how fantastic this first sentence is. The first thing you find out when your dog learns to talk is that dogs don't got nothing much to say. Go on to the next book, shall we? So the next book I got, I've actually heard not good reviews for, and I still wanted to get it because it is a gorgeous book. So I mean, it's so pretty. I just wanted the book, but I really haven't heard any good reviews from it. And that is The Price Guide to the Occult by Leslie Walton. And look at this. Look at this. It's just red. I'm just like, pretty book, need to have it. This book is about this girl Nora who lives on this island, and she just wants to lead a regular life, and then this book comes to her. And people start getting these strange tattoos just mysteriously popping up on them. I have no idea how those are related, but I have a feeling it has something to do with witch, occult, magic. The next book I got just seems cute. It seems like it'd be a cool, nice, cute summer read, and that is Now a Major Motion Picture by Corey McCarthy. This is about this girl Iris whose grandmother is a famous author. She's hailed as the female J.R.R. Tolkien, and they're making one of her grandmother's books into a movie, and Iris and her brother get flown onto the set of the film, and she kind of gets a little crush on the star of the film, and then something happens that might jeopardize the film, and I'm assuming she saves the day. I don't know. The next book I bought was The Fox and the Hound by R.S. Gray. I've been slowly trying to make my way through and purchase all the physical copies of her books, as I have all the Kindle copies of her books, and she is one of my favorite new adult authors. I have not read this one yet, but this book's about this girl Madeline who's 27 years old, and she doesn't have her life together yet. She says she's given up on a lot of stuff, including love, and the two men in her life are Ben and Jerry's, until a hot vet moves into town. Something happens and he offers her a proposition. Go to this event and pretend to be his girlfriend, and he'll help her get her dream job as a real estate agent. But of course something happens and they kiss, and they probably fall for each other, which I'm excited to read. I haven't read this one yet, so it gets added to my R.S. Gray TBR. Anytime I feel like a little R.S. Gray, I pick up one of the ones I haven't read yet. Now I'm going to go into the books I bought at LA Time Festival of Books. The year before I went and I mainly picked up ARCs and had brought some books to sign. This year I didn't bring any books to sign because I was just going to pick up ARCs. And there weren't a lot of ARCs there, so I ended up buying a lot of books to have signed. So the first book I'm going to show you I did not purchase. I already owned it, but I did bring it. It's the only book I brought to get signed, and that is The House of Hades by Rick Riordan. I got this book signed, and it was so exciting, and Rick Riordan's so nice, and he signed it just to my shell. Rick Riordan, and he was so nice, and I'm so happy to have a signed book by him. And I chose this book to get signed because I don't know where my other ones are. Lightning Thief, don't know where it is. Don't know where the first couple ones in this series is. So this was the first one I had that still had the dust jackets, so I chose this one. So the next couple books are books I bought at LA Times Festival of Books to get signed. And the first one is American Panda by Gloria Chow. And I've already read this book, and she signed it and put a little stamp. This is about this 17-year-old girl, Mi Lu, who goes to MIT early, and she's going there to be a doctor, which is what her parents really want her to be. But there's a problem. Mi is kind of a germaphobe, and being a doctor doesn't really seem like it'll work out. So this book goes about Mi and learning how to be who she wants to be, and not just who her parents want her to be. And it was a really good book. I recommend it. It was good. So the next book I got was Emergency Contact by Mary H.K. Chow, which is signed as well. And this book is about this girl Penny and this guy Sam, who somehow end up texting each other. And as far as I know, most of the book is told through text messages, like they're each other's emergency contact. I'm assuming they meet up at some point. Well, I'm assuming they met up at some point and exchanged numbers. I'm assuming. I don't know, but I've heard it's really cute. And the guy on the cover has like tattoos, which is good. I like that. The next book I brought to get signed was Arusha and the End of Time by Roshni Chokshi. And if I had known she would be there, I should have looked at, I didn't really look into who was signing because I wasn't planning on getting a lot of books signed. But if I had known she was going to be there signing with Rick Riordan, I would have brought in one of her books to also get signed because I love her books. This one I haven't read yet. This one's a middle grade. It's about Aru, who lives in, I believe she lives in a museum with her mom, who's like the caretaker or works at the museum or something, and she lies like a lot, and her lies are starting to catch up with her, and her friends are calling her out on it and making her prove it. And so she tries to prove a lie, something happens, a curse comes out, it like freezes time, and she has to fix it. So this sounds interesting, and it's signed, which I'm excited about. The next couple books I bought to get signed are actually graphic novels, and the first one is Through the Woods by Emily Carroll. I love having like artists sign graphic novels because they usually draw stuff, and so this one is signed and drawn on. And this one says it's about 5 mysterious, spine-tingling stories follow journeys into and out of the eerie abyss. Come take a walk in the woods and see what awaits you there. And it just looks cool. The next graphic novel I got was also illustrated by Emily Carroll, and that is the graphic novel of Speak by Laurie Halse Anderson. And I got it signed by both Laurie and Emily. And Emily drew another little picture. And I was debating between getting Speak the book and Speak the graphic novel, and I decided to go with the graphic novel since the illustrator was there. This book is about this girl, Melinda, who doesn't really speak up about some things because she feels like nobody listens anyway. And then it says she has to confront something that happened in her past. So I feel like this will be a good book. Now, I did get one ARC at LA Times Festival of Books, and that was when I was purchasing Speak and Through the Woods. They had brought a stack of ARCs over by the register, and they said that anybody who wanted them could take them. And so I took one with my books I purchased, and that is Sadie by Courtney Summers. And this is about this girl, Sadie, who grows up with her sister, Maddie, in a small town, and something happens and Maddie ends up dead, and Sadie seeks revenge on her sister's murderer. And it sounds good, and I think if I remember correctly, I heard something about like a radio DJ or podcast or something following Sadie's story. So that seems interesting. And yes, this seems exciting. This next two books are also graphic novels, and I got these at this booth where everything was $5. And that is Archie Volume 2. And I've read Volume 1, but I had yet to buy Volume 2. So I'm excited to have Volume 2. And it's just new style Archie. I loved Archie growing up, reading the comic books. I'm excited getting into the graphic novels because it just reminds me of Archie. And the next one I got was Road to Riverdale. This is just some of the major stories of Archie that helped make the show. So I thought this was interesting. The next book I got at the LA Times Festival of Books was a second book in a series, and that is Love and War by Melissa Dela Cruz. And it's signed. This is the story of Alex and Eliza, and it's just the second in the series. Aww. And the next book I bought was actually a cookbook, and I went to a cooking demonstration and watched them cook. And I've already tried one of the recipes. In here. I changed it a little bit because my friend told me to, but it was delicious. And that is The Family Table by the Smollett family. And they signed it, and it was so exciting. And they complimented my shirt. Look. And I was a little starstruck because, you know, like, I'm a fan of Jussie Smollett from Empire. He's my favorite character on Empire. And so just to meet him was a little, like, awestruck for me. Now I have made their gumbo recipe. I did change it a little bit. This is what it was supposed to look like. And I'll include a picture of what mine ended up looking like. I didn't put celery because I hate celery. I didn't put okra because my friend told me if it said to put okra, not to put okra. She's like, if it says put okra, don't put okra. It's gonna make it slimy. She just kept telling me that. And I almost didn't listen to her. I was like, I don't know, I really like her gumbo, so I should listen to her. So I listened to her. So I didn't put okra. And it turned out really good. I mean, it didn't look like theirs, but it turned out really good. And that is my book haul for the month of April / the LA Times Festival of Books, which was in the month of April. And that's a lot of books. Click the like button if you like this video. Click subscribe if you want to see more of this face in your feed. And I'll see you later.